The horrific royal consequences of inbreeding in history. Part 2. The royal houses of Europe. While the contemporary Western ideal sees marriage as a unique bond between two people who are in love, families in which heredity is central to power or inheritance, such as royal families, have often seen marriage in a different light. There are often political or other non-romantic functions that must be served, and the relative wealth and power of the potential spouses may be considered. Marriage for political, economic, or diplomatic reasons, the marriage of state, was a pattern seen for centuries among European rulers. Juana of Castile was the result of the marriage of second cousins Ferdinand I of Aragon and Queen Isabella I of Castile. She came to be known in history as Juana the Mad. She tied the knot with the son of the Holy Roman Emperor Maximilian I, Philip the Handsome, who was a member of the highly inbred house of Habsburg. When she ascended to the throne, due to the unpredicted deaths of her older siblings, she had a full mental breakdown, exacerbated by Philip's philandering ways. One time, when she found one of his mistresses, she stabbed her in the face. Still, she remained madly in love with her husband. When he died of typhoid fever at the young age of 28, she refused to depart from his corpse. Juana slept beside her husband's dead body every night. Their 6 children went on to marry into many other royal families and carried their mother's unfortunate lineage with them. The House of Habsburg, also known as the House of Austria, was a prominent and influential dynasty in European history. It ruled over various territories, including the Holy Roman Empire, Austria, Spain, Portugal, and Mexico, and produced many emperors, kings, and princes. The family was also notorious for inbreeding. In fact, one of the Habsburgs, Joanna of Castile, appears in the family tree no fewer than 14 times. A condition called mandibular prognathism, which is characterized by a prominent protruding lower jaw and a receding or undersized upper jaw, leading to a distinctive facial profile, came to be known as the Habsburg jaw. Charles II of Spain, one of the last Habsburgs, was so affected by these inbred traits that he was unable to produce an heir, leading to the dynasty's downfall. His parents, Philip IV of Spain and Mariana of Austria, were uncle and niece, and all 4 of his grandparents were descendants of Juana the Mad. He had such a severely oversized jawline that he was barely able to eat or speak. He was also known to drool a lot. Additionally, he was unable to walk until he was 8 years old, and even then could only walk with great difficulty. Despite being married twice, the king was unable to procreate, quite possibly an effect of his severe inbreeding. He died in 1700 at the age of 39, leaving behind no heir to the throne, and thereby effectively ending Habsburg rule in Spain. George III of the United Kingdom ruler during the American Revolution was a member of the House of Hanover. In the later part of his life, George had recurrent and eventually permanent mental illness. The exact nature of the mental illness is not known definitively, but historians and medical experts have suggested that his symptoms and behavior traits were consistent with either bipolar disorder or porphyria. In 1810, George suffered a final relapse into madness, and his eldest son, the Prince of Wales, was named Prince Regent the following year. His granddaughter, Queen Victoria, married her first cousin, Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha. Much of European royalty in the 19th and 20th centuries could be traced to Queen Victoria in some way or another. Her daughter, Princess Alice, was the mother of Tsarina Alexandra Romanov, the last Tsarina of Russia, grandmother of the last Viceroy of India, and great-grandmother of the Duke of Edinburgh. Victoria's genes went all over Europe. Her besotted lover, Prince Albert, being her first cousin, meant that all of her children were inbred. She also had the blood-clotting disorder haemophilia, which she passed on to her children before it went all throughout European royalty. She did not suffer significantly from the disease, but one of her children and 5 of her grandchildren died from complications caused by it. Haemophilia is caused by both parents having the recessive gene for it, and Queen Victoria's was a very unique subtype known as haemophilia B. Speculations have been raised as to whether Edward, the Duke of Kent, was actually her biological father. Prince Albert and Victoria had to have both had haemophilia for it to be passed on to their children. For such a rare recessive disease to be so strongly present among cousins, there is speculation that the Queen herself may have been the product of inbreeding.